I think the game that I want to see get remade the most is this is another contradiction. I'd like to see a Xenogears remake, but I know if it's handled by Square Enix, they're gonna make it an action RPG, and I don't want that. So, as much as I would like to say Xenogears for your question, it's not gonna be Xenogears like what they did with Final Fantasy VII remake. No, I don't want that. If they're gonna make a remake on Xenogears, it needs to be turn-based because it just doesn't make any sense. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I love the remake, I really enjoy the remake, but I didn't like the fact that they changed the battle mechanics from turn-based to action. But it kinda makes sense because the turn-based system in Final Fantasy VII is just standard turn-based. It does have a couple of details that make it stand out a little bit more above others, but it's, let's face it, it's kinda generic. Whereas the one in Xenogears, it's the shit, man. It's amazing. It's an amazing battle system, in there. It's combo based. You create these combos and shit. I mean, it's just you take that away and you change Xenogears into a fucking beat 'em up. It's just not gonna work. I don't want a Xenogears remake that's an action RPG, man. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of games that could be easily changed to action, and it wouldn't. I will be pissed off, but it wouldn't matter that much, because the battle system, it's like, for example, Legend of Dragoon. Somebody brought it up. The Legend of Dragoon is a game where the battle system is like, you sometimes gotta click the button at the right time, to make your combos work, or to make your attacks more powerful. And then you get these Dragoon transformations, I don't think the battle system in Dragoon is that original, but it's kinda the soul of the gameplay, that combat. You change that to action, and what are you gonna do? Like Xenoblade Chronicles? Characters are gonna fight by themselves with you doing nothing, just sitting on your ass, watching them, and then when somebody makes a combo, you get that quick time event, that circle, zooming in on the button you gotta click, and then that's it. I shouldn't have said this, I'm probably giving these developers ideas. But I mean, it's just some turn-based RPGs. It's just, no. It just doesn't work, man. You're taking the soul out of the game. Like I said, in Final Fantasy VII Remake, it wasn't that big of a deal because the battle system is kind of generic in there. So, okay. Well, fine, whatever, They could have done, they could have evolved the battle system. They could have turned the battle system in Final Fantasy VII Remake turn-based. They could have done it turn-based, and still awesome, added some new features in there, I don't know, something. But no, it was a straight-up hack and slash. But some games, they just have the whole point of the combat is that specific turn-based characteristic. Imagine Shadow Hearts without the Judgment Ring. How is that gonna work? Characters fighting, beat 'em up, like a beat 'em up. Yuri fights with these claws, so he's gonna be a beat 'em up RPG. And then when you want to do a special move, the Judgment Ring will appear. It's not a bad idea, but it's just no. You can't do it. You can do that, but you're not supposed to. Yeah. And now that I've said this, you're probably gonna think, well, the Dragon Quest XII might be an action RPG. We don't want that. I don't want that either, But let's face it, the battle system in Dragon Quest is kind of generic as well. There's some cool features in there, like the pep-up system in Dragon Quest XI, but it's just an action RPG. I love action RPGs, but let's just say it's not gonna work for a lot of games that were originally turn-based. Changing them into action is just not gonna work, and it's just not gonna work.